How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we're back with another deck profile, and this time going over one of the other decks I played on my stream last Thursday, which was Frieza Swap. So on my stream I wanted to try out a few different decks. There's a Master Wish Leader, I had Frieza Burn, I had the pre-release Vegeta, Super SSG Vegeta, and also Frieza Swap, because if you didn't realise or haven't seen the spoilers for set 16, spoiler alert, just in case you want to keep away from them, there is a card to help the old Frieza Swap, so like legacy support for it, and that is a 1-drop to Dorian that allows you to play allows you to cheat in the old 5-drop cheaper, and also allows you to play the Frieza Spaceship cheaper as well. So what I'm going to do is go over the deck, go over the lines of play and stuff, and like the turn-by-turn progression, and just if you're interested, just give it a watch and listen to the explanation. So with the leader, he's won all the way from back from the last theme booster, RIP theme boosters, they were so good. And he's basically got an activate main on his front side, which is once per turn, you choose one card from your hand, from your life, sorry, and add it to your hand. That is the cost, so you need to take a card from life. Then you look at the 2 cards from top of your deck. You choose up to 1 red Frieza army card among them to your hand, and then you place everyone to the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's basically take a life, look at top 2, grab a red Frieza's army. Doesn't say mono red because it's before multicolours. I think it was before multicolours. I'm pretty sure it was. And add 1 sand, put the other to the bottom. You're gonna have enough targets that you're not gonna whiff. Like you've got quite a few targets to pick from, and yeah, it's just unfortunate if you whiff, but you have enough targets so you're less likely to whiff. And it's got the standard awaken when you last at 4. You draw a card and untap an energy and flip over, which is the mid-range one, which is quite nice. Like getting that untap is good, and getting the draw is also helpful. Would have been maybe even better as an untap 2, but that would have been a bit too strong at the time, given that it was a swap deck. But when you do flip over, you're now Frieza Metamorphic Threat. You've now got the standard auto of when it attacks, draw a card. But you've also got a nice activate main that interacts really well with the new legacy support, and also gives you a bit of defense, or a bit of offense, and a pretty huge deal of defense as well, which is activate main once per turn. You choose 1 red Frieza army card in your battle area and KO it. Then you choose 1 card in your hand, place in your drop area. This card gains 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that basically says you get a bean for your turn on your leader and for your opponent's next turn. So you become a 20k leader defense, which is very strong. And this interacts really well with the new legacy support, because that new legacy support is a character we don't see very often, and only when it's the Frieza army stuff, and that is, bear with me, the Dorian entering the fray. So this is the new legacy support from the TP of set 16. It is a 1-drop 4k. It's got 2 autos. The first one is my favourite part of it, where if your leader card is a red Frieza's army card, you have 2 more energy, so it's a turn 2 play, not a turn 1 play. But that's fine, because turn 1 you're generally charging a blue-yellow card. No, sorry, not a blue-yellow, a red-blue card. And you choose 1 card in your hand and discard it as the cost, so you need 2 energy, and you ditch never card from your hand for its effect, for the cost. When it's played from your hand, activate up to 1 Frieza Spaceship from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So that's really great. If you don't know what Frieza Spaceship does, we'll go over it in a sec. But it's nice that you can now play that for like a lot cheaper and on turn 2. And then its other effect, which is pretty decent, it's pretty good, is an auto where you're required to spend or pay 1 red energy, and only if you have 3 or more in it red energy. It's easy to do. When this card is KO'd by your laser card skill, choose up to 1 mono red Frieza card with entry cost of 5 in your hand and play it. So it's a bit restrictive because it's just it's got to be a mono red Frieza, so it can't interact with can't go bringing out the multicolour one, the red blue 5-drop Frieza. That would be a bit busted. And it needs to be a 5 cost or less, so not 5 cost. Sorry, 5. It's got to be a cost of 5, not 5 or less. Got to be 5. So it basically just means turn 3 after you awaken, because you're going to be awakening by then. You can crack this card, ditch a card from your hand as well, to do that. And then this will trigger paying 1 red, dropping that old Frieza SR from the same V booster the leader came in for 1 energy. That's really good. That cheats in a lot cheaper than it used to be. It's just 2 energy to drop it, where the other one you required at least, what was it, 4 energy to do it. It got in cheaper by just swapping throughout the turns. And it's just nice that it gives makes Spaceship a little bit more playable, which is really handy. And now, if you're just sat there wondering what does Frieza Spaceship do, well, this Frieza Spaceship, it's a fill card, 2 cost, and its auto is at the end of your turn, choose up to 1 red Frieza army card with energy cost of 2 from your hand and play it. If you play the card with this skill, you draw 1 card. So you get to play something for free. That's a 2 cost, and then you get to replace the card in your hand with a draw. And the other thing about that is it puts, like, you can play things that, like a defender, like blockers, which are handy. You can even play, as well as that, some aggro cards ready to do more aggression on your opponent's turn, and just basically get cheap things in for free as well, which is quite handy. And one of my favourite targets with this that I really liked, but unfortunately Spaceship seemed to be a bit too clunky back when it first came out, is I never did Dora, being Dora the Expendable. So this is my favourite target to bring out with it at the end of the turn, as it's got its blocker, and it's got an auto, where when this card is KO'd, you choose up to 1 red Frieza card with entry cost of 2 or less from your hand and play it. Now you might be thinking, what good targets are there to play defensively? Well, one of them is from set 9, being Frieza Death Embrace. It's a cantrip, basically 1 drop. When you play it, draw a card. But it's got a very useful effect, especially when you're playing blue-red as well, which is activate battle for 1 red, choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets minus 10k power for the battle. So that allows you to put a lot of pressure on your opponent's leader, and given how defensive red-blue can be, you can you can get rid of a lot of things on board by just lower it by 10k. Like 10k can make lowering something by 10k make all the difference. Like someone swinging at you with something that's 20k, just 2 energy and it's gone. Especially if they're going all in and stuff, which is quite funny. But there's also another target that's quite handy and it's quite interesting tech when you play it. It's quite an interesting play when you play it after the Doria, and that is Frieza Overture to Battle. So this is the first start of the swap engine, being the 1 cost, and it's just got a standard swap 2. Just swap out for 2 red Frieza card with energy cost of 2, and its auto, which makes it really useful both on your turn and your opponent's turn when you drop it, is when you play this card from your hand, you choose it to 1 of your red leader cards or red battle cards other than this card, and it gets 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So that basically means if you bring out the Dory from Frieza Spaceship and then block with it to defend an attack, you can then play this for free, and it'll give your leader a 5k boost for the turn. So that means if you use your leader's effect to correct the Doria to get Spaceship out, and the Spaceship has played the Doria, and you've blocked with it and brought out this, your leader's now 25k defensively, which is going to deter your opponent from trying to actually go all in, because that's quite a big thing on the leader permanently for every attack on their turn. And then if it does survive as well, and if it isn't KO'd or removed, it's then there to start for free, start your swap again. And the main thing you're going to be playing with this, which is one of the best things to keep consistent in the deck, is Clan Commander Frieza, which came out set 9. So we've been getting little bits of support ever since this deck came out, and it's quite nice. And this is a really good one, and the reason why it improves consistency is because it was also, when you play this card, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 red or blue Frieza clan card, among them to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So that allows you to look for quite a lot of things. Unfortunately, it won't get you either the Dorias, which is the pity, but your leader can help try to search for that with its effect, and you can also draw into it, or even Mulligan to get the Dorias. But this is really nice, and you can bounce it back to hand as well, which we'll go in a sec. And it's just like, you don't need to go that much higher in the swamp. It's kind of almost reminiscent of the old 1-2 swap from Bardock and Goten. Just Frieza, like, you got a self-awakening leader, so you have to worry about you having a Bardock. And this Frieza Clan Commander is going 15k and grabbing a card just like Goten did, although it's a little bit more restrictive. And then the other target we have for the Frieza chain, well, for the Frieza swap stuff, is Final Showdown Frieza. So this is the target this is the only target you've got to bring out from the Dorian. I'm afraid it's a very good one because it's a 25k critical double strike, and its auto is basically a built-in Cold Bloodlust, just with a bit more of a hefty cost. So as auto once per turn, when your opponent declares to play a battle card or activates a skill that puts the battle card into play, if your leading card is a Red Frieza's army card, you can choose one card from your life and place it in your drop area, and if you do, the battle card is played with its skills negated for the turn, and this card can be activated at counter timing. So, as I said, it's like a Cold Bloodlust, so you're negating the skills of something that comes in. It gets through deflect because it's an auto and not a counterplay, which is very nice. But the issue with this is twofold, being one, you have to crit a life, which isn't always great. Like if it added the life to hand, that'd be pretty good, but you crit the life instead. And the other thing is, it is forced to trigger on the first thing that's played by your opponent. So you can't save it for whenever you like, when you like you could with Cold Bloodlust. It's got to be on the first thing you trigger, so it's easy to play around it. And then going into the red-blue stuff, we've got a target that we can grab from the Clan Commander, which is Frieza Energy Blight. So this is the standard load of that each multicolor got, which is like a checkland, where if you've got a red-blue multicolor already in energy, you can charge it without energy exhaust being live to rest it. Yeah, it's got kind of alright effects, but you mainly give users charge it. But it's also basically is when it attacks, choose opponent's leader or battle card and gets minus 5k for the battle, but you never be playing it, so you could be charging it. And then on the rival side, we've got Cooler, Tyranny's Assault. Nothing more to say about this. It's a double strike, a rival for red-blue for 1 red. And then we got this at 4 over the next one. We've got Hercule and Boo, because they're both rival targets, but the Cooler is red, which is what you're mainly going to be charged. And whereas Hercule, Imagine Boo is blue, which you mean you're going to want to keep at least the blue open if you've only got one for Bean and things like that. And the difference is, what Hercule can actually play itself, like gets you a draw, so it replaces itself in your hand, minus link by 10k, but not for Barrier, which is what Cooler does. But then allows you to bounce back things to your hand, like if you want to bounce back a Clan Commander, so you can swap it back on your next turn. You can always do that. Whereas Cooler goes like minuses 2 things and through Barrier and makes a mill one. The mill one could also be the difference. So you always need in every deck, as I keep saying, Barrier removal, and Cooler is the Barrier removal for this deck. And then the other way we can get like as soon as possible to bounce back Clan Commanders is, well, actually first we got the super combo being Beerus, Divine Obliterator. This is the way to easily allow you to rival in, because it's just free 10k super combo, untaps multicolor energy, and since you're going to want to try and charge one turn one, you want to mulligan for, make sure you get multicolor in your opening hand, or if not, mulligan for one, so you can basically have this live as soon as turn one. This allows you to help you with your rival plays for just cheap, and even give you energy to untap, so you use more beans. So like if you got no energy, you just untap this, use bean, or even have energy open to use Frieza's Death's Embrace to minus 10k, which is pretty good. And then the card I was trying to go over, which before I've realised there's a super combo, is Combo Attack Caller. So this is a handy one to help you reuse Clan Commander, because it's as cheap as Clan Commander is going to be dropped, because Clan Commander is going to come out for 1, because you can play the Frieza 1 drop, then bounce back, then swap into the Clan Commander. And Combo Attack Caller does the same kind of thing, where his activate battle is for 1 blue, you choose 1 red or blue Frieza Clan card in your battle area, other than Combo Attack Caller, and return it to his hand, and you play this card. So you bounce back the Clan Commander to play this, and now this is another 15k you can swing with, and you've got Clan Commander where you've got the energy to swap back into it, and get more cards. And he's got a pretty good ult to make him, so when he's attacking, he's a 25k attack, and if anything swings at him, he can defend 25k on the first attack. And it is when this card attacks or is attacked, choose up to 1 red-blue multicolor card in your drop area and combo with it. So this gives you an extra rival that way. If you don't want to use a Beerus, but you want a rival, that's a good way. And this is easy to pull off, because when you lose Awakened, part of the effect to gain that 5k boost is popping something and discarding a card. So you just discard a multicolor card from your hand, and then that's live. and beer, and also you got beer super combo anyway. And now we're coming to the last section, the last monster battle card in the deck, which being Panzer. Is probably already predictable for this one because you can span the board with so many little clan commanders, loads of little weenies, like basically just flood the forward, go wide with all these little attacks, and the more you have, the cheaper Pan is, because once you get 4 out, or if your opponent's got cards and you've got enough that totals 4 in between you, it's then free because it's reduced by 2 for every battle card in play between you and your opponent, and it has no specified cost, so it can be 0. And she's a handy one, being counter attack, help against decks going wide, which is if you have 3 or more energy, which you can easily survive till that turn. Play this card, and then your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the turn, and then you can't use the counter skill on this card for the rest of the game. That's not too bad though, it's just more to stop people going wide with the battle cards. Doesn't negate the attack, but still prevents any more battle card attacks. And then it's got its activate main for 1 energy. I'm removing this card from the game, it's got to be on the field for this. Take one of your opponent's battle cards, as long as it doesn't have a barrier anyway. So a really handy secret rare. So if you're looking to play this is the option one I would recommend. You can also run the Kai if you got the Kai, or there's not really any other one I can think of. Those are the 2 best secret rares really for it. You can try out other secret rares if you want to, but those 2 are the ones. Pan and then Kai is what the ones I would use. And then with the 2 extra cards we got 4 Beam standard. When you this is a good card, very good card for defense and even for offense as well. Just like being able to tap your energy to do even more swap plays, just play more things, or being defensive to give you more energy and give your leader a boost for the turn to go with its effect is very strong. And then the other one is testing the opposition, which is the series of cards which will replace the old sparking negates from set 5, because you don't need sparking. You can still do the whole thing of taking a life to play it for free, but you don't need sparking 5, so you don't need that requirement. You just need to be at 5 or less, and sacrificing taking a life to hand when your opponent's swinging at with a double strike or triple strike is worth the cost to take from hand. And unlike those old ones, they negate 2 attacks, because negate that attack, then play a token that has blocker, and that token can then block another attack, saving you 2 attacks with 1 card. But that is it. So normally with this, that is it for the list anyway. But so with the deck, what you normally do is turn 1, charge a red-blue, use a leader's effect to try and get more cards, add a card from life and try and grab a card from the top 2. And then turn 2 you want to play the Dorian, ditching a card you don't want in hand, playing Spaceship, then using Spaceship to either play the 2-drop the Dorian or the Clan Commander to get those either blockered and then play out 1-drop, or then Clan Commander then get Search. And then once you get turn 3, trying to see if you can get away, can just keep swapping into Clan Commander, just like keep swing a little like 15Ks, just whittling your opponent's resources down, just making sure to go to either 15 or 25, or basically either at whatever your opponent's leader base is, or 10k above it, because then your opponent's either wasting a card by comboing 5k, or over comboing with a super combo. Or if you go to 25, or if you go 10k more, you got to use the super combo plus a 5k, so they're still losing a card in the combo out of every attack. And then also on turn 3, if the Dorian is still entering the fray is still there, popping it with your lead to then drop out your final Shutdown Frieza to get more pressure as well, because 25k crit is really good. And the good thing about swapping is using the 1-drop, you can keep giving the boost to your leader and make your leader a big swing. And if you wanted, you can also play 1, I probably should have put in, take out testing the opposition and add in the Champa. That is probably the only change I would make, realizing now. But then after that, you're most likely going to kill your opponent by turn 3 or 4, and because you've got enough aggression. And if you can't kill them and they manage to survive, you've got all this defense, being the rivals, being the boost from your leader and stuff like that. That you're it's going to be uneven with the Pan then as well, to like make it so you can survive as well. So you can be aggressive if you want and still have defensive plays. But that's it. That's it for Frieza Swap. Feel free to give it a go when set 16, even if you want to try an untap. The list is down in the description box below. And if you want to check out a bit of gameplay of it, feel free to go to the description box as well. To check out my Twitch, I've got a VOD of it from when I played using the deck on Thursday as well. But yeah, if you want to see some gameplay, I'll try and see if we can get some up of it. And also before we end the video, feel free to like it if you enjoyed the deck, enjoyed the description and all that jazz. Also, feel free to comment if there's anything you'd change about it, any opinions you have, any questions you have. I'm always open to discussing about a deck or changes, because this might be something I've missed, or even if you've got questions that I haven't explained, I'm happy to explain, or just basically give reasons for things. And lastly, feel free to subscribe. It keeps you updated with my channel when my videos drop, and also helps me get to my goal of 1,000 subs, which we're a quarter way there, and keeps you updated with videos from me. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.